an individual.
As an American citizen, it's not a terrorist.
Right. It's almost like it's like a no-fly list, but you can't fly in Japan.
Yeah, and what's the reason they put you on that list? Any idea?
Any reason whatsoever?
Usually, it's the county government or someone's...
Or a spouse or ex-spouse.
And people try to blame this on mental illness.
Yes, they're trying to make you look like you're crazy. So any police involved, any FBI, anybody, they deny it and make you look crazy.
So I have a private investigator, have attorneys, and so we're looking at this. One thing we have pretty much narrowed this down to is Cherokee County is definitely involved, 100%. Cherokee County Family Services, definitely involved.
Yes.
Fire department, I don't think so. Fire department seems like they're good people.
Yeah.
And not all police are bad. This is just a bad county of police. Most of them, some of them probably didn't know about the gang stalking.
Some don't. The last one that came here didn't.
Well, tell what happened the very first day and how did this all start?
I got shot at.
Shot at.
Backyard. Yes. Saw the muzzle flash come at me.
So you called 911
And they did not want me to send an officer out.
for someone shooting at you. What county in the world is that not a major incident? That's why I said send the SWAT team. That's what you normally get in most counties.
The neighbor keeps calling saying they're shooting at him, towards his house or whatever, and they keep coming into our house.
And I got arrested for shooting in my own backyard with my gun.
We're allowed to do that.
Yeah, in Georgia. That's some crap. That's just part of the harassment. We also had a stop work order started in March.
And Cameron's been a witness to this.
So it started June 6th, and on June 7th I went outside and there were 13 drones over a 3-acre farm. That's pretty obvious, and I don't notice anything usually.
No.
I mean, you could move everything around in a room and I wouldn't even know about it. 13 drones the size of Volkswagens, you notice. No consumer has 13 drones. I knew it had to be government something. So we've confirmed Cherokee County, the GBI confirmed, FBI, CIA. It's hard to believe these are all the highest levels of law enforcement, and they are abusing us. Who do you call when this is happening? I mean, it's ridiculous.
And they're just going to make you look crazy.
So the drones have not been very nice to us. It sounds like some paranoid schizophrenic tale, but the drones have microwaved us, and Cameron witnessed that. He came over, and of course he wanted to believe her, because who believes this crap? I wouldn't believe our government would do this. And you got in front of the Rays that they're attacking me. And what happened when you got in front of the Rays?
Yeah, I have to admit I was skeptical about everything you were telling me about. I needed a little bit more evidence myself to draw my own conclusion, but I was out in the yard at around 6, 7 o'clock, witnessing everything with you, and I suddenly got real fatigued and bad headache and felt just really drained coming up the stairs, so much so I had to sit down. It's pretty overwhelming. Finally, I made it back in and started feeling a little bit better later, but there's definitely something to that.
It instantly makes you feel overheated, and then being microwaved from the inside out is not fun.
No.
I mean, not a piece of chicken. But I don't know why they do this. Why do they do this electronic harassment?
Because they can do it remotely.
Remotely, and what they're trying to do is be able to deny what's occurring, right?
Plausible deniability.
Yeah. So they make it real tough, and plus they are in our servers, our local network,
Our phones.
because they're in DHS. They get it through warrants to get into that. Our phones, our computers are hacked where you can't. It's a Microsoft passport that an Army engineer told us came here and investigated, and that's on the computer. The only ones that have that are the military.
Yes.
So no one else has this Microsoft passport. They're not supposed to be using it, but they're using it in our computers. So they're in it immediately. You can't keep them out no matter which virus software you put on there. It makes no difference.
Right.
So at work, were they investigating criminals, or were they trying to stop our business?
I'm assuming stopping the business because we're not criminals and they would have arrested us by now.
Correct.
It's been 5 months.
And I would think a detective when you're a detective, you want the criminals keeping the criminal when you're investigating.
Right.
You don't lock them out of everything.
Yeah, but
That
then-
kind of ruins it.
Within 2 or 3 weeks, we were locked out of everything. Our computers, phones were being mirrored and everything.
This cost me well over $400,000 already in 5 months. It really has. In lost revenue and things with the stock market and them locking me out of my stocks. And I'm
Not being able to use our phones.
a trader that does options, and you get locked out of that, you lose a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't make trades, couldn't close trades. So what the purpose of gang stalking is to destroy the person they're gang stalking.
Financially, your reputation, everything, jobs, everything.
Now, besides owning Fet Swing, any other reasons why you think we might be being gang stalked? Why would they pick us out of all these people?
Heather C. Payne.
Tell me the story.
Oh gosh. We're gonna be in. What part of the story do you want to hear?
Well, what would she tell people? Why would she have authorities come after me? Me and her are exes now, obviously, but.
Because she used to always say things about you. She's got issues that she doesn't deal with. And she would go to the FBI, and she's admitted to it, and say that you were a child trafficker. You had a tunnel from yours and your best friend's places side by side to tunnel the children.
Now, I always thought that any reasonable detective would laugh that out since she's been arrested 8 times and convicted of felony aggravated stalking, that you try and dismiss what she's saying. But she's pretty convincing. She gets a little pack of women following her, which is amazing. She's like a cult leader. I mean, she's very personable, and she's charming, and she talks right into it, and she's very believable. Except for the stories are so ridiculous. Midgets under her seat, injecting her, saying, "I'm doing that." I mean, some of the things she was saying. I was on a live, Facebook Live with her, and she was telling me that I was cheating. I was sitting there in bed with my son, getting him ready for school.
400,000 in the U.S.
Where'd you get that fact?
off of targetedindividuals.com.
Yeah, so Targeted Individuals is they have a lawsuit going right now with the federal government, which we're involved with. And what we're doing is suing because this is against all civil rights.
Yes.
It's torture, attempted murder, just harassment, and for no real purpose.
All it takes is 2 people to go in front of whoever it is in charge of all this and say that somebody's done something and they both agree, and then you're on the list. No, there's no investigation, there's nothing, it's just what somebody says.
And we're, I think we live a pretty quiet, besides owning adult sites, with legal adult sites, in a community which is welcome to all who's legal age in a legal kink.
We don't care what you know.
And so I think the people, gang stalkers, are like the KKK. They act like them, or maybe ISIS, because if anyone's different than them, they don't like that. It's a threat. So the FBI and CIA and Secret Service, their whole thing with this is it's a threat to have people different like Fet Swing. It really, they want everyone to be like little soldiers and do what you're supposed to do. We are outsiders. You know, I always say we're outside the box. We think outside the box. I definitely do.
Yes.
I'm very eccentric, but I've always found that I can make money legally. Why do crime when you can make a lot more legally?
That's a good question.
It doesn't. No. So I've sold a few companies, right? So I've done well. I've been rich and poor a bunch of times.
Yes.
And so I'm not out causing problems. I'm not an activist. Life and jealousy can be a bitch. And these gang stalkers are jealous. They're jealous of what we have, and they have their lonely lives, and they're doing this to other. We're not. I don't consider us celebrities, but they are doing it to celebrities too. A couple of rock stars, right?
Yes. Yes. Also, professional. Was it basketball players or something? Football. Something?
Yeah. If you're a whistleblower, first of all, and I had some cases of Cherokee County where they were very biased based on gender, and I brought that to everyone's attention. They don't like that. And the next door neighbor over there happens to be one of the commissioner's best friends or relatives, and he had his dog ate a couple of my goats, and so it caused a little stink between us two. But that commissioner, I think, might have spearheaded this whole thing to start it. I really do think that's probably it.
With your ex.
No, and my ex just happened to be at the same time in jail, with a 10-year sentence facing it. That's awfully coincidental. That starts right when that happens.
Yes.
And what are they doing now? Shocking you? Why are you checking your?
I think so.
Yeah. So you guys check this rhythm out because they electrocute us all the time. She's just not in the direct path like this. They're trying to mess up the show for us. All day long they've messed with us.
It may actually be. What's that one that's real bad that I had before?
Is it?
I'm throwing PVCs, I think, too.
Yeah. So she's gone into VTAC, and once I had to cardiovert her. I'm an ex-paramedic, and she's gone into atrial fib a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So this is all for these assholes out there, and they're visible. You can see these guys. I mean, they're back there. They were spitting on us the first week of the investigation. Who does that? Let me look at your.
Sorry, I want to get up again. Are you going to do it with that?
Yeah, I just want to see what it says. I'll look at it. Let me see. Whoa. See all the artifact on that? And you weren't moving.
You saw that?
Holy, look at the end there.
Is that not PVCs?
No, that's actually V-tagged for a second.
That's what I thought. That's what I said.
Go back to the end.
Will it do it this way? Oh, well.
That is a jacked up rhythm. And that is V-tagged. That's dangerous.
Yeah, I don't feel.
And you just have gotten out of it right there.
Yeah, my heart's going
Wow.
crazy. Y'all watch me do that.
So I think a lot of it, they're pumping chemicals into our house now. That's unbelievable. Your disabled son lives here, and so he's how old?
23 now.
And they're pumping chemicals into our house to affect me with you two at home. My 15-year-old son, where's he now?
He is getting some help that he needs.
He didn't help, but why they came and took my son? Said we can't afford this house. Said that I haven't had steady employment.
That you pulled him out of school 2 years ago.
And is any of that even close to being true?
Oh, and we have our house is in disarray. I'm OCD.
She's OCD, and this house looks like this every day.
Disarray, was that the word they used?
That's what they used.
It's unbelievable. They said that we use all sorts of drugs and have unknown diagnosed schizophrenia, bipolar, borderline personality disorder. Where did they get any of that? And they started spreading that to the rest of my family.
Yes.
A slander campaign they did,
Yes.
on top of everything.
Family and friends, both of us, yes.
And one thing with this is, every fact we see, because, I would like this to be a mental illness. I would love to go to group meetings or take a pill and this be gone.
Oh, me too.
It would never happen because they're still here. They're physically here, and they wear camouflage. In the very beginning, the first week, I had a scope camera because we're in the profession, and I got a picture of one of the fatigues that said CID on the side, and it matches up to the Army CID patch. The Army CID is the part of the they investigate civilian crimes of child trafficking. Doesn't that fit what my ex used to say?
Yes. One of the things, yes.
Now, so in court the other day, I hear Nadia is a victim of abuse also from the past relationship. I'm a victim of she being arrested 8 times for abusing me.
Right.
And who's living together now?
The ex that abused me is remarried to someone I went to high school with, and your ex is living in their house with me.
The two abusers, that tells me something there too.
Yes.
That they probably coerced together to make this happen. So if I wouldn't wish gang stalking even on my ex. Nobody.
My worst enemy, I wouldn't.
No, I think it's torture or moral. I think it's worse than ISIS burning people for being.
It's also.
I always thought generally they need some type of facts to, go after.
I don't think these guys are real bright.
Not for this. That's the illegal part of the illegal.
Yeah, so they do this without warrants, pretty much, because we've never seen a warrant. We've never been even told we're being investigated or anything.
No, but they have access to things that we don't have access to.
Yeah, they have access to everything that we have.
Well, like our cell phone company, we can't change certain things. Our internet provider, we can't change certain things via.
We're in the backyard, and what would they do when they have displeasure? They're like kids.
You had this happen. They like throw things. It's either it sounds like a big limb falls from a tree, but it's not really what it is.
And always when they're doing something that makes them mad. If we're walking somewhere that wants to walk, there wants to be little robots on my own property.
Not like being animals, they just throw things.
Right.
Almost hit me one time.
So I've been tortured pretty much for taking pictures. I've taken thousands of pictures of this. And the first time I was taking pictures, I couldn't believe they put tear gas on me. It comes out of this drone, just tons of tear gas. Like, what the hell? My own property. And I thought that was bad. It's happened 3 times. They did a heat ray on me. My hunting cam captured that I was using for hunting. Of this heat ray, it's a red dot that hits you, and it puts your skin to first-degree burns immediately. It's the most painful thing you've ever felt. They developed that for riot control.
But they're not.
Department of Justice said it was too brutal to use on humans. Did they use it here in Ball Ground, Georgia? Hell yes, they have. It's unbelievable the things they've done. Now gassing us. That is the most disgusting. They're doing it with hydrogen cyanide, and because it flows like water, and you can see it. It almost seems like it's pouring. You see it pouring down, and a yellow substance that dries yellow. It's kind of a yellow gas.
Oh, you should see him in the black light.
Yo, in the black light, I'm so yellow that dumping so much chemical on
His
me
hair's
is
yellow.
amazing.
Really?
I'll take a shower and it's off. It'll be on in 5 minutes. It's coming through every ear vent. They're just dousing me. And it's hard to believe in America that this is the sick stuff that our government's doing
Because it's
and
illegal.
unreported. It's absolutely insane.
Nobody believes it because this is America. It's not supposed to be happening.
Can you think of any government in the world that does this cruel to their citizens? I can't think of a single one that does anything worse.
Probably is because it's happening. This is happening all over the world.
I mean, ISIS sticks people in boxes, but that's about what they're doing to us. I mean, they're torturing us with family at home.
There's other countries doing this too.
Isn't that crazy? So we've learned a lot about. Did you know anything about gang stalking before this all started?
Targeted individuals, no.
I knew absolutely zero.
What you're looking at.
And I'd go to our chicken house, and it would be like it's like the grand finale of the night, them all right on me. So I think they're looking for the tunnels.
Did we tell you they stole the feed for the chickens one night?
No.
The mealworms. I went and bought mealworms, and he took them up there. The next day they were gone. They stole them, and then they brought them.
Well, you complained about it a bunch, and also I went there the next day. A new bag was sitting right on top of the thing. They said they bought a new bag for us. They listened to
But
her.
then, like a month later, a couple weeks later, they brought it back. But they took it.
Oh, no.
Right after I bought it, they took it back.
Well, one thing I've read is these guys are scumbags, but they don't steal, and we haven't really had anything stolen, have we, from them?
That, but
I think that's the one moral fiber they do have is they generally don't steal from me because they could just come take my weapons. Instead, they arrest me, take them.
no, they come in, they break in our house, they move stuff around, they want to make you look crazy, literally.
Pampers on, spreading crap on our pillows and sheets. That's disgusting. These guys are brutal. They're nasty. To do that to any human is unbelievable.
Yeah, but we've got like hours of sections of time of our security cameras that are missing.
Yeah, they'll just turn off for 4 hours and we're gone. It happens if we go to our attorneys or to court. They're always in our house. And putting stuff, they had sprayers all over our bedroom last time. Wonder what they're spraying and what chemical.
Yeah, that's
Remember
what's there.
So we're in.
My love.
We're going to season 8 of Fetch Wing Diaries,
Yeah, it's too hot. Yeah.
and Cameron's been. He was in last season. It's even before that too. 2 seasons, right?
Probably more than that.
Yeah. So he's been around.
Yeah, this is 2021.
Yeah, we found Cameron. We're on Fetch Wing, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So it definitely worked for him. Yeah. So he.
Yeah. Yes.
It was fun when I first met you. I said, "Would you be willing to go and film?"